Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 2 and the Chasing a Ghost mission set in Mumbai. And today we will be mopping up a few of the undiscovered or unlocked discoveries and feats, starting with Become the Foreman, which is pretty self-explanatory. That is to dress as the foreman. And then from there we will move on to the Bridge of Allies discovery or feat for attending the meeting with Vanya Shah while disguised as the foreman. And then we will move on to Tour Mumbai, which is to follow the tour guide around the slums. And then finally we will move on to Memoirs, which is to collect the 5 Manifesto voice activated thingies from the Maelstrom. So for this one we are going to be bringing with us our ever trusty lockpick, our silenced pistol, and I've decided to bring with me some coins just so that we can take a cab home. So right from the start, off the bat, what we're going to do is we are going to make our way into the shores and we are going to retrieve ourselves some poison when we're in there, and we will set up the Kashmirian to take out Darwood Rangin for us. So straight into the Shores building, we're going to make our way up to the 2nd floor and into the Kashmirian's apartment, which is just around to our right here. We're going to go round through the balcony entrance via the window, and in the center of the room here we will find ourselves some suitcases, and amongst them we will find some lethal poison. So that will take care of the Maelstrom. So now we're going to make our way over to the attic space, which is just around the side of the building. So back out of the window, back into the main area, around to the turquoise door and up the stairs. And up here we will find the Kashmirian and his sniping rifle. I don't believe his one is silenced. So we're just going to adjust the scope for him. So the Kashmirian is now all set up and ready to take his shot at Darwood Rangin. So we now need to exit the shores, enter into Rangin Tower and get Darwood Rangin into position for the Kashmirian to take his shot. So straight back down the stairs to the ground floor, exit out of the shores the same way we came in and head off just slightly to our right. And we will be heading directly for Darwood Rangin Tower, or Rangin Tower, and we're going to vault over the wall into the complex, up the stepped garden out the front here, and when we get to the very top of the stepped garden we are going to select our silenced pistol and we are going to shoot the camera above the entrance, and that will distract the young lady beneath the camera. And she will go upstairs to investigate, getting her out of our way so we can follow her into the building. And as she mounts the stairs we are going to ascend the lift shaft. We're going to go up 1 floor. We need to retrieve ourselves a little tube of paint up here. So once we're up onto the 1st floor we're just going to wait inside the lift shaft for our distracted lady here to get undistracted, and she will make her way back down the stairs and back into her normal routine. So we're going to make our way out of the lift shaft, around to our right, past the security office, through the door on our left, through the door at the end of the room, and just here we will find our tube of paint. So we're now going to retrace our steps back to the lift shaft. We need to go up another floor to the 2nd floor. So once we're in the lift shaft we can start climbing back up and we shouldn't encounter any more problems once we're up here. So once we reach the 2nd floor we will once again exit the lift shaft, this time going to our left, and we're going to vault out over this window onto the ledge, scoot along to Darwood's apartment. And we're just going to wait out this quick little conversation right here.
When are you going to be done mixing those colors? I mean, how long can it take to smudge out a few blues and reds?
I'm creating art here. 70% of the work is finding the right colors. Color mixing is an entire art form on its own. It takes time.
Yeah, well, get a move on. Mr. Rangin wants you to go and get him as soon as you're done mixing your fancy colors there. You got it?
Fine.
So once the conversation has played out, the bodyguard, you can see, will return to his seat, and as he is sitting down, we are going to vault through the window, approach the paint box behind the bodyguard, place our tube of paint in there, and retreat out of the window once again. So that will take care of Dawood Rangin. The artist will go and fetch him, he will stand down ready for his portrait, and the Kashmirian will shoot him in the head. In the meantime, we are going to make our way back out of Rangin Tower, back down via the lift shaft. We're going to use instinct to see where the young lady is we distracted earlier, and we need her over to the right of the screen, chatting with her colleague who is just around the side of the lift shaft. So there she goes now. So we're going to make our way down the lift shaft, back to the ground floor and out of the building. And we're going to make our way back down the stepped garden area and over the wall, and from here we are going to make our way round to the laundry district, which is where in most cases we would go and retrieve the foreman's notes, but today we are going to go and retrieve the foreman. So we're just going to make our way back around the side of the shores, just avoiding the enforcer to our right there. You can cut through the shores a little bit if you wish, but I've decided to run the long way round because I'm an idiot. So once we get past the shores building and past these yellow stairs here, we will find ourselves the laundry district and a couple of public toilets. We're going to enter into the left one, down through the hole and down into the sewers until we come to these stairs. Just going to wait here. As you can see, there is a guard patrolling around and we need him to move into his next position, and as he moves we will follow him. And just off in the yonder ahead of us is the foreman's office, which is where we are heading for. So just round to the left of the metal staircase into the foreman's office. We're going to close the door behind us, and in here we will find a radio. We're going to turn on and then off that radio, and that is going to distract one of the laundry workers to come down here and investigate. And when they do, we can then take their outfit, hide their unconscious body, and make our way upstairs to where the foreman is. And while we're doing this, you can see that Dawood Rangin is now in position, and so is our sniper. So we're just going to knock out the laundry worker right here, hide his body in the crate. We're going to take his outfit and make our way upstairs to the foreman. And once up here we will just knock him out and hide his body in the cupboard provided, and then we can take his outfit, and that will get us the Become the Foreman challenge. So once we've got a nice easy approach, we're going to knock him out and we're going to hide his body in the cupboard behind us. And in the meantime, while we're doing this, Dawood Rangin is going to get a new hole in his head.
That shot came from the trawls. It looks like the Kashmirian finally got a clear line of fire. Dawood Rangin is dead, and not even by your hand, 47. What will you think of next?
So with the foreman's outfit on, as I said, that will get us the Become the Foreman. So we're going to retrace our steps back down out of the office and around through the laundry complex until we come to a guy with a turquoise diamond, and we're just going to dismiss him very quickly.
Break for a while?
Thank you.
Otherwise he will start a conversation with this guard here and we will be stood around waiting. But once that guy has gone away, we can
meeting with Miss Shah now.
Miss Shah's been waiting for this all day.
We can speak to this guard.
The foreman's
He's
ready
going to
meet
lead
up with
us
Miss Shah
to
on
the bridge.
We're heading there now. Follow me to the bridge.
So the guard's going to lead us up to the overpass bridge, that big yellow structure you can see yonder.
Out on a break.
And we will then meet up with Vanya Shah, and that will get us the Bridge of Allies challenge, and the Kashmirian will take out Vanya Shah for us, and we will get a nice front row seat of that. So we just got to follow this very slow moving guard up the stairs, and even at our slowest we catch him up on the stairs, so we stop all the way. But once we get to the top we can get in position. So we're just going to make our way over to the ledge here. We're just going to stop in front of the ledge, and we're going to wait for Vanya Shah to turn up.
The new foreman finally graces us with his presence. What do you have to report?
I see a lot of dead weight.
I've made a similar observation. Tell me more.
Well, the objective is find the root of the problem, work to get close to it, and then eradicate it.
I like your thinking. How would you approach the tasks you see before you?
My usual method is prepare intensely, study the problem, learn everything I can, analyze all approaches. The idea is to gently nudge people to do what I want. And then, once the objective is in my sights, perfect execution.
Not afraid to spill some blood in the process?
Not at all. In fact, I find that happens quite often.
I like you, Foreman. I think this could be the beginning of a very fruitful relationship.
I aim to please, Miss Shah.
So now all we're waiting for is the Kashmirian to take his shot.
Scurrying about at your own pace, taking unnecessary breaks, drinking my water, wasting my money. You have had it easy up until now. But your new foreman will bring some order to this rebellious behavior. The days of slacking are over. You hit...
So down goes Shah.
That is Vanya Shah taking care of 47. Are you planning on outsourcing all your work to the Kashmirian from now on?
So with our Rangin dead and the Bridge of Allies challenge now completed, we're going to move on to the Tour Mumbai challenge. So we need to exit the laundry district, and we're making our way back to the shores, but we do not yet want to enter the shores because the Kashmirian is just leaving, as you can see there, and he is an enforcer. So we're just going to wait for him to make his way down the stairs, dally around in the shores briefly before he goes off to phone the Maelstrom. And when he moves away, we can then enter the shores, and then we have a significant wait because we need to wait for the tour guide and her little party of friends, and they are somewhere already off on their tour. So this basically is the start of the tour, and we have to wait for them to finish their circuit of the slums, make their way back here and start all over again. And this time when they go round, they'll have one extra person with them, namely us.
So, the towers were originally built to house the workers in the textile mills of Mumbai. They all have these balconies where people can hang out and meet each other and, you know, just have a little chit-chat. They don't construct these anymore, but they are still very popular because the rent is relatively cheap.
Doesn't look like they've got much room there, to be honest. I bet they gossip loads about each other.
I think it's really cozy and colorful. And it's so authentic.
Yeah, well, let's move on now to the open-air laundry.
Right, so all we have to do now basically is follow this tour guide, and that was their first stop of 6. The reason we're doing this now is because the foreman's outfit is pretty good for enforcers. There aren't very many of them. So most of the Crows gangs in the slums are no longer enforcers. There is still one, but he's relatively easy to avoid. So once we're at the laundry, we're going to stop for our second tour guide.
Now this is one of Mumbai's biggest open-air laundries. This was actually used as a set in one of Dawood's earlier movies now, called Mumbai Mystery. Here the washers clean the clothes and sheets for the cities and hospitals and hotels. The washing pens and the flogging stones have become very popular tourist attractions. Unfortunately though, due to some local misunderstandings, we're not allowed to enter.
Wow, I've read about it. It's supposed to be really beautiful. Almost like a magic place or a passage into another world. All those sheets waving in the wind. Too bad we can't get in.
Why don't they just get a washing machine?
Okay, let's now go and have a look at the textiles. Follow me.
Right, so that is stop number 2 on our tour of Mumbai. And luckily stop number 3 is literally just ahead of us, just by these stairs, so we haven't got very far to go before we begin the 3rd stop on our tour.
Yeah, you can get all the most beautiful fabrics in Mumbai. It's going to be a little crowded, but don't worry, just follow me and you'll be okay. And after the textiles, you'll see some poorer living quarters. Please note that this area was once an old fishing village, but is today part of Asia's largest slum.
Right, so there goes stop number 3, and we now have quite a long journey. And this is the point, once we're into the slums area, where we will encounter our one enforcer. But not yet. As we see, we've got quite a way to travel, and this lady does walk rather slowly. And if you bump into her, then we'll take even longer to get to where we're going. But she is going to stop somewhere just around the corner. But this is also where we encounter our enforcer, so we're going to use our crowds here as cover to just make our way past this enforcer here. And we've got a little way behind, so we're just going to catch back up, and we're now at the tea area, where is our 4th stop.
I'm sorry, but this place could you give me a little more room to breathe? Go and explore on your own. This is a great place to get a cup of chai. Or for you, tea.
I'm out of water already.
Yeah, right, if you want to sit on the wheel.
From here, we continue to the metal recycling shop. I got 40.
Right, so there we go. So another stop off our list, and the next one again is a nice little short walk. And it's just here where she's going to tell us about the metal workers.
This is where they recycle metal. They smelt the scraps and sell the aluminium at the market. As you can see, it is very hard work, and people don't get old in this business because of the fumes. It is owned by a certain local luminary, but we can't get close because of some recent tensions.
That's great. They really set an example for all of us to follow. I mean, we just throw stuff out. But here, they know that junk has a value and should be recycled.
I just prefer new stuff, that's all.
Right, so with that one taken care of, we have one final stop to make, and that is just at the end of this road here, just by the bridge. And once we get to the bridge, they will conclude the tour of Mumbai, and the Tour Mumbai challenge will pop for us.
Last stop on the tour. Here we have a selection of Mumbai's famous street foods. Feel free to have a look around, and then we'll meet outside where the bus will come and pick us up. Oh, and I recommend the famous Pathada Vada. That is deep fried mashed potatoes served with hot chutney. It is so good. They're so crispy and delicious.
Oh, wonderful. This is such a treat for the senses. I just want to take out my notepad and draw the scenery and maybe write a poem. You know what I mean?
Can we go back to the hotel now?
Right, so with the Tour Mumbai challenge completed, we are going to move on to Memoirs. And what we're going to do is we're going to follow the tour guide towards the shores. But just as we edge along this little ledge here, we're going to go through that pink door that's right here. Now that lady you just saw go ahead of us normally isn't there, and nor is that one. So you should be okay to just make your way straight through. I don't know where those two ladies are, but once we're through the pink door, we're going to make our way up the stairs, and just on the desk at the top here is the first of the manifestos of the Maelstrom. And there are 5 of these to collect, and that is the first one. So with that one in hand, we're going to make our way back down the stairs and through the brown door, which is the entrance to the crow's nest. As you can see, it is heavily guarded, and we're just waiting for the guard above our head there to turn around and walk away before we make our way through the door and down the stairs ahead of us. So once he turns away, we can exit the room, down these stairs here, and around to our left. There are 2 more guards on our right, and we're going to use instinct to see where the 2 patrolling guards are. If they're not nearby, we're going to lockpick our way through this door, and just on the desk on the other side of the door is our second manifesto. So with that in hand, we are now going to retrace our steps back out of the crow's nest, and I'm just going to take it a little cautious and wait for the patrolling guard at the top of the stairs there to move back towards us. And when he does, as he passes us, we can make our way up the stairs and back through the room with the pink door. So straight ahead of us through the brown door and through the pink door. We're no longer trespassing at this point. We're going to drop down from here into the sewers, and this is where I start usually getting lost. But we're going to run into the slums, and what we're looking for now is the barber's shop. So it's just to our left. There we go, that's the barber's shop, and just opposite the barber's shop we will find a staircase and a guard at the bottom. We're just going to wait for this guard. Even though he's not an enforcer, we will be trespassing as we make our way up the stairs. And just on the desk in here we will find our third manifesto. So that's 3 down, 2 to go. We just need to make our way back out of this room again, and we're going to go into the alleyway opposite us, just by the barber's shop there. And we're going to go through the alleyway, round to our left, exit the alleyway, and just on our right we'll find a doorway which is a shop, and just behind the counter in this shop we will find our 4th manifesto, just on the cashier desk there. So we're going to exit the shop through the bigger opening, around to our left, and there's an alleyway just to our left here, and at the end of this alleyway we will find manifesto number 5, and that will get us the Memoirs, Discovery or Feat. So with all of them taken care of, the only thing really left to do now is to take care of the Maelstrom himself. So we're going to do that in our usual fashion by poisoning him. And the easiest way for me to do this is to find the edge of the map, because every time I go through the slums I end up going round and round in circles for about 5 minutes. So I've headed for the train yard, and we're just going to run past the train yard and the junkyard right until we come to the JCB. And once we're at the JCB, we're going to select our silenced pistol. We're going to shoot down the extending ladder on the wall opposite us. Can't believe I did that with 1 shot. Normally takes 3 or 4. But then we are going to ascend the ladder all the way up to the very top, where we will find a table with a couple of glasses of wine. And we are going to poison the glass of wine nearest to us with the poison that we collected from the Kashmirian's apartment, and then make our way up to the roof of this building, where we will find 2 guards and a flagpole. And on the way up we're going to select our silenced pistol. You can do it once you're up the top here, but I like to be prepared. And we're going to shoot the button on the flagpole, and that's going to raise the flag. That will summon the Maelstrom, and he will come along and he will meet with his wife. They will sit down to a glass of wine, and the Maelstrom will drop down dead. In the meantime, we are going to make our way back down to the ground floor and casually walk away like we wasn't here. So the reason we brought the coins in the first place is that there is a cab just over by the edge of the junkyard area, between the junkyard and the train yard. So all we've got to do now is wait for the Maelstrom to die.
47, that man you just eliminated, that was the Maelstrom. Well done. Mission completed. Time to find an exit.
So there you go, that will get us the Bridge of Allies challenge, the Tour Mumbai challenge and the Memoirs challenge. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.